What is up, guys? Cloaking Arbiter with another Cloaking Arbiter figurine and toy review. Oh, it's good to be back. And today we're reviewing my toys. I announced in my announcement video that I am doing some custom pieces of my own for you guys to finally get on your shelf. So the first of this custom, apologize for the lighting, it's annoying. My first custom here, I call it the Alpha Parasite. And we will turn the camera here. This particular character is a comic book inspired character. I found the 3D artist that made him, and it was available for me to get. A lot of people have seen my pictures on my shelf in some of the Facebook groups I've posted, and they've asked me vigorously on how to get their hands on him. And I have to say, I had no intention of making him available, but people kept asking and they really wanted him. So I'm pleased to say that the Flying Organism, that's its official title, I have to call it, is available for purchase. Now you're probably wondering, what does this character all entail? Well, for starters, this is more of a model than it is an articulated figure. As you can see over here, I actually have one started for someone right now. It needs to be finished painted, but as you can see, it comes in pieces. Now how this works is I paint the character up, as you see there, and then I ship you all the parts as is. And the ball joints fit right in the sockets, but they're not stiff enough to actually hold a pose even with paint. Now if you think you can make it work, go right ahead. But some of the biggest problems I have noticed is that the joints, with the way they are designed for this model, does not like to take the stress of being articulated. I've already played around with it, and I wasn't happy with it. I can't tell you how many umpteen millions of these things I have gone through to try to make this work. But people still wanted him, so I decided, you know what? He can't be articulated, but he can be posed. With that being said, you can see the range of articulate scale that this character has. You can do a lot with his design and as far as what you want him to be posed in, and he scales great with NECA and SH figurines. I will promptly give you a size comparison here in a second. And there we have a beautiful size comparison of these two. As you can see, he scales beautifully with the NECA 2014. That's the proper Godzilla that goes with this character anyway. As you can see from the Godzilla Awakening, this is the same Godzilla that's in that comic, and also the enemy that he fights. You see, he scales beautifully, and I repeat, beautifully with him. Let's get him on the turntable and put him around together, and you can get a nice, good view of it all. And here you go, guys. Here is a beautiful size comparison. 360 degrees all the way around for what this character entails. As you can see, the scaling is great. You can pose it very similar to, if you remember in the 2014 comic Godzilla Awakening, there's this beautiful picture. And I will bring it up real fast. Beautiful picture you can use to get a very nice, very inspired pose for Godzilla. The Flying Organism will fit that same pose right there you see that Big G is in. But there you go. Figured you guys would love to see that. You can do a lot with him. But like I said, he is a model, essentially. You glue him together however you see the pose fit, and I do not sell a stand. You are going to have to procure one of those on your own. So yeah. Let's go ahead and start getting at the really juicy stuff, the detailing. You can see I have done some great Great paint work on him. Now this character also, all of my stuff is hand painted by brush. I do not have airbrushing tools. I am not competent enough to use those yet. It's a learning curve I haven't quite mastered, but I intend to here very, very soon. Would make my painting job a lot easier. Let's pull this guy off the stand and I will get you some more close shots of the detailing. And here you go, guys. Got him off the stand. As you can see, he can hold just about any part on his body. He is sturdy enough to hold. It's just if you give him a good drop on the floor, it'll break around the ball joint segments. The resin itself is pretty solid. It does a great job. It's the joints themselves that don't like to take the stress of articulation. So I've geared this guy entirely to be a model you put together. So once you get it in the desired pose you want, you just merely take a picture of it, or glue it how you feel. Turn the brightness up a bit for you guys. There you go. Really, really show off the detail. Like I said, it's all hand brushed by me. I don't use airbrushing. Hands are a bit shaky. Wait, too much coffee. You can see his detail is beautiful. And he does actually have a lot of good detail on him. A lot of good detail. Surprisingly, for a very basic character, considering he's supposed to be multiple organisms put together and then he grows, the artist did an amazing, amazing job. So, what do you guys think? You want one for your shelf? Want to complete your Monsterverse collection with inspired characters? I will leave links down below for my website, CloakingArbiter Prints and Customs, where you can find my email, my Facebook group, Instagram, so you can get a hold of me. But there's also pictures on there, if you can see, with size comparisons. Now, there is another version of this character I am doing called the Flying Organism Junior, or Juvenile, and it's literally this same character, but it's all one solid piece and smaller. I do have one unpainted I can actually grab for you really quickly. And here you are. This is the Juvenile. He's not finished painted, so you can really, come on, you, there we go. You can really see the difference. That without that light blue overlay, he just does not stand out as well. But this is what one looks like in this first painting process. Now, this one, unfortunately, it was a screw up. The little jaw portion there broke on me. I got a little too hasty trying to pull it out, a little impatient, and it broke on me. So I decided I'll keep this one and throw it on my shelf for fun. I don't normally keep my mess ups. They normally just get thrown away, but this one wasn't bad at all, so I figured, oh well, I'll keep this one. But this is the Juvenile. As you can see, this is his size. See, not that bad on the size at all. Like I said, Juvenile. But for most people who really want to get their hands on him. So you're probably wondering, what's the price point? You know, where do I start out with? Well, this character starts out $60 painted, $50 unpainted, and I used to do free shipping, but unfortunately it was really biting into me, so the shipping for this guy will be around $6. $6 for shipping, $60 painted, $50 unpainted. And for Junior down there, if you're interested as well, shipping's the same, because it all is in the same box. But he is a different price point. He is $40 painted and $30 unpainted. So if you guys think you can do a better paint job than me, which of course there's always people out there who can do a better job than me, there you go. You have the option to paint him yourself. So let's get everything set back up, and I'll give you a little more info about the resin itself. And this is the resin that I use. 3D Basic for those who want more information. I will put the QR code up there. Come on. There you go. So for those who have a phone and want more information, you can scan the QR code there. Pause the video and there you go. So you get all information. Let me tilt the camera here. There's also more information for those who want to read more on it. But this is the resin that I use, and for the most part, all my creations are pretty solid, pretty strong. They're really not that brittle, except for the poor Marta here. Because of his joints, he really has a hard time taking a shelf dive. But like I said, where he breaks, almost every single time he'll break, it will be in your jointed areas. And I use, actually, for assembling this guy, this is how basic I am, folks, super glue. That's all it is. I use super glue to put him together. So just a little dab will do you. Stick it right in the ball joint, glue the ball joint in, and there you go. But like I said, he takes a shelf dive, he'll break. But the beauty about it is you can just glue it right together, and just a dab will do you. Just put the tiniest little dot of super glue on the exposed jointed area, put it back into place, and you shouldn't have any worry about the that white. Ooh, sorry about that. The white. What's it called? The residue white that's left over by super glue around edges when you do it. And also you can go ahead, and if you are competent in painting, you can just paint over it. How you get around that is take a Q-tip with some rubbing alcohol on it and go over the residued areas where super glue has come up, and just a little Q-tip with rubbing alcohol seems to do a great job of taking a lot of that white mist crap away from it. As you can see, still, even with my exposed joints here, and I will zoom in. We'll really zoom in here for you. As you can see, just a tiny bit of white right in that joint there. So, like I said, just it's really easy not to make a mess with the super glue, but it's also extremely easy to make a mess with the super glue. But that's what I use. You can also use regular modeling glue with this character. I mean, any glue for models will work with this guy beautifully. So you don't have to worry about if there's a certain type of glue, will it stick? I've experimented with several glues. And of course, I always love super glue because, well, put that stuff on and it ain't going off. So I've decided that super glue is my preferred method of putting these characters together. I don't recommend it to everyone because not everyone is as competent as me with how to use just a dabble do you. Unfortunately, I've seen a few people. There's a reviewer who has my particular character. I can't remember. He did a review on it. He ended up gluing the wings backwards. As you can see, the white goes forward. And some people might be curious or not, but the weird ball joint, I should say, or the joint at the very end of the tail, actually goes in a specific spot. If you can look, this particular joint for the tail is different from all the rest. It's got 4 points. That one, see, that's different. That goes at the base of the tail here. It doesn't go onto the top where it starts. That starts the base of the tail, and then it goes in, as you can see. And I will zoom in here to give you guys a better view. Come on. There we go. So you can see the difference in the joints. It's that last joint that connects to the tail itself. As you can see, I still have great, shaky hands. Great detail. So yeah. Crap. There we go. Talk about auto-focusing here. There we go. So, and there you have it, folks. That is it in a nutshell, except one thing I forgot to mention. That when you put the ball joints in here to the bottom, you may notice these little pegs sticking up here. Well, when you go to put those bowl joints in, I will warn you that those pegs will break off. That's one of the reasons why you can't keep the articulation for it. It's the design that the guy did for this just isn't the greatest as far as how the resin takes the stress of the joint. So again, we're dealing with a model, not a figure. So don't be too alarmed when you go to put these ball joints in here like this and see that one of these arms will pop right off. I mean, I'll give you a quick example here. You can hear it, see? Now it stays in-ish and it has great range of articulation, but as you can see, you will break the little peg. Those little pegs that stick out. Again, with super glue, and when you glue it in, it does not matter that those break off. It does not matter one bit, because once it's glued, it stays. So, as you can see, you have great articulation. So if you really want to do some great movements and stuff like that, like you got all this movement, it can bend down here, it can bend up there, but of course the pegs are missing, so you're getting more movement than what you normally would here. But you can see you got great, like I said, there's great articulation, assuming if this thing actually could be articulated. I'll do more work with it in the future and see if I can't get an articulated version for you guys. But past that, as a model kit that I pre-paint for you, isn't half bad at all. As you can see, it'll stay in for the most part. It stays in. It just doesn't like to retain the strength and tension for it. So that's why, like I said, I recommend that you treat it as a model. You put it together as a model, you glue it as a model. But if you think that you can do a better paint job of it, then by all means, have at it. Well, guys, I think that will be it here in a nutshell for the flying organism. Like I said, I will leave links down in the description below. Join my Facebook group for updates on what's to come. They will be in the link provided down below to my site. When you go to my site, simply scroll down. You will see some red buttons to press on the first page, which will be to my Instagram, Facebook group, and more 3D Customs. So you just scroll down the home page, and right down there you will see all the links for everything you need. So please, guys, like, subscribe, comment down below. I'm always answering my comments. And that will be it on the flying organism. So let me know if you are interested in picking up one. And oh, one more thing. This is how I work with my customs. Like a lot of custom makers you may see have a limited window for each of their figures. I have no such thing. All of my figures are by commission to order. So how it works is you find something you want, you pay me, you go on my list, and I make it and I send it to you. Really that simple. And none of my figures have a time limit. So it's not like this guy will be gone in a month or that guy will be gone in a month. I just have so many orders open up per order window that I will allow people to hit me up and make a commission order for one of my figures. Once I get so many orders in, I will let people know or put a post up saying that I am not active taking orders at the moment. I will fill in all the orders, ship everything out, window will open back up, and you can order whatever figurine that I have. And it is not limited to one figure per person. You want all 5 I'm offering, I will have you listed down for all 5 I am offering. You just want 2, well then you get 2. So it's ultimately up to you. But the price point may jump up for shipping because I'll have to get a bigger box to put all those in. So if that's the case, we'll definitely work something out here. Most definitely, because I haven't had to ship anything past 2 orders, which that jacked up my price point to about $10 for shipping. But can't go wrong without coffee. That will jack up the price point ever so slightly, and that's really about it. I mean, I want to make sure, like, I'm not trying, like most customs you see guys here, they're outrageous with their pricings for their figures, and I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to make it fairly retail so all of you guys can actually get your hands on these pieces for your shelf and enjoy this wonderful world of kaiju that we're in. So without further ado, guys, I said it before, I'll say it again: like, subscribe, comment down below. I see all the comments, I answer all the comments. Yeah, that will be it in a nutshell. I hope you guys really enjoyed this review of my custom flying organism, and I look forward to doing business with you guys in the future. This is Cloaking Arbiter, signing off.